Kim Gidley, congratulations. 2 more wins. You go down to Florida. Quite the trip. But let's back it up and talk about the A&M.
Yeah, that was a great opportunity to get to compete at sea level. A little bit of humidity, the clouds, the sun, the wind. This is the first time we competed outdoors all year, and everybody's like, "Oh, well, you're just a really good indoors team." So it was, "Hey, let's get some matches outside and let's see what we can do too."
Yeah, and performed quite well in that first match, winning 7-0.
Yeah, we had some tight matches. It was good. We were challenged. They had to come back. It wasn't like a team that just rolled over and played dead. We had 6-4, 7-6, and we had to come back in the doubles, and so that was good for us.
Then you get to take on Army, and just what a scene down there. It's just beautiful, and they put on quite a program for you.
It's probably, I'd equate it to a venue of like the Super Bowl. When we got there, we just said, "Hey, girls, you need to enjoy everything about it." When we got there, they had in our flight suits in their bags, and they came out and escorted them and did a picture walk. They had the huge billboards that they got to sign the billboard like rock stars. They had signage everywhere with Air Force, Army, and the entire time it was just a first-class event by their staff. And again, just to be, last night we had a 3-hour showing on the Tennis Channel, and they had given away 2,000 tickets to have a venue like that and a flyover. It was just everything about it was awesome.
And even a former player of yours sang the national anthem.
Yeah, to have JoJo Rudico, I mean, she gets out there, and I've heard her sing it hundreds of times, and she just knocked it out of the park with this new version, and it was incredible. And, to have the A-10 planes flying over when she does it. But that kind of what's made the weekend special is that we had I had 6 different team captains spanning 20 years. Wow. And so they bring in their family, and then we had the last former number 1 player, singles and doubles that beat Army, the one that got to do that. She flew over for the Azores just for the weekend. Wow. Her parents flew from Texas. So when you get that type of support, and it was really cool too, because it wasn't just the former players, it was their parents too that drove and came down too. And we had multiple ones that did that. And, so that made it pretty spectacular.
Yeah. And then in true Air Force Army Service Academy rivalry fashion, it comes right down to it. Army wins the doubles point. This is the first time you've lost a doubles point this year.
Yeah, they came out, they were on fire, and, we needed to adjust to the wind a little bit more. It was a little windy, and then even just with the environment, you can kind of say, hey, we've been in big stages before, but no one's been in a stage like that, and kind of adjusting to it. But, like our number 2 team, they didn't lose a game. And they finished the match with an ace. So they come out there, and they were probably done in less than 20 minutes and get on the court. They gave us great momentum and energy. And, if we win a point, we just didn't. And the 3-all points, just if we have 1 or 2 fall away. But early on, we just didn't get those. And I think that made a big difference. But it was good going into the singles because we had a great opportunity to talk about the wind, getting our feet moving a lot more. Hey, making sure that we're using it to our advantage. And again, this is only our second match outdoors. And we haven't really had an opportunity to play in the elements because it wasn't windy at when we played Florida A&M. So once we made those adjustments in the singles, I think the players responded, and we knew everybody had to be accountable for the match anyways. So, yeah, it gives you a little bit breathing room with the doubles point, but then you could lull on it too much, too, of like, oh, we got this and we don't have to show up. So everybody really knew they had to show up.
Yeah. And it came down to Elizabeth Barnacle. The men on the other courts had just won, and then it was match point for her.
Yeah, and the thing about her is her match was 7-6, 7-6, and the men had played 3 different matches in 3 sets. So she was still only in the second set. So that's how much she's battled. And the first set she won, and she was never ahead the entire first set until the tiebreaker. And the second set she was down 4-1, 5-4, 6-5. And even the commentators, man, she's just rock solid, but we call her rock. She plays like a rock, and then we call her E, so Rocky. So that was kind of cool. But to be a senior and to have worked for that opportunity, and she had her grandparents there, their friends, her family, her sponsor family here from Colorado Springs came. So you talk about some tennis groupies and support, but I mean, she just raised the bar when she was in that situation. And she was so determined, for her team to come away with a victory. And this is how she wants to kind of, it's one more step closer of how she's on the pathway to finish her senior year. Yeah. And it was just I mean, the girls tackled her. So, I mean, the men were, he just laid down on the ground and they dogpiled. But I'm like, when you tackled him, okay, who broke an ankle or wrist? And that was my first thought. But it was probably, and the great thing about that is, in the fall we had big venues with, TJ and KK, our freshmen, winning the regionals and going to the national championships in the fall. And then, so they played on a big venue. Then earlier this year, Nadine Lieberman, who has not lost a singles match this year yet, she's actually only lost one match in the spring. So she's 23-0 or 23-1, which is pretty amazing. But she came away with the first win, but she defeated Nebraska for that win, and so everybody got to storm her. And then we had a different one, Ashley Harvey, who everybody got to storm her when we beat Colorado. And so we've had multiple occasions where this team that's really got a great mix of everybody's had the opportunity to clinch it and to be on a big time stage venue. It's not just one person all the time. So that's what makes it really cool and really special for when you talk about team tennis.
Yeah. And you're 12-0 now as a team. More matches this week going to Kansas.
Yeah, we're super excited to be playing again. And then Kansas has a multi-million-dollar indoor facility. We've never had the opportunity to play there. They're 11 in the country. They're both their singles and doubles teams are top 5 in the country. So we're going to get an opportunity to play some. We've never had that opportunity to play a caliber of teams this high. Right. So that's something that we're really going to look for and then see how we stand up for that.
Yeah. It'll be fun. Good luck this weekend. Have more fun.
Go Blue.